Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, my beautiful, beloved Commanders fans. Just a little morning chit chat as we got breaking news this morning. To be expected. Let me give y'all a little time to get in here. Let me roll it on around. Good morning. Don't be afraid to say good morning back. I know it was tough yesterday, just like it's been tough the last 4 to 5 weeks. But good morning. We're going to get started in just a second. I like to give people a little time to get in here, then we're going to get going. Good morning, good morning. Make sure y'all like the stream on your way in and share it on your way out. Appreciate y'all for tuning in this morning. Good morning, brother. Good morning, Soul Ninja. Good morning. Y'all come on in here. Let's have a conversation real quick. Woo. We go ahead and... All right. First off, let me make sure you all can hear me this morning, because yesterday I did not have my mic on to start the episode. And again, I apologize to those of you who rewatched the episode, and you all didn't hear any sound for the first 7 minutes and 50 seconds. So I apologize for that. So I just want to get that out the way. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Let's get into it. Daron Payne has been suspended for 1 game without pay. It's crazy, right? But it's to be expected. Also, I want you all to make no mistake and understand, I am Commanders to the day I die. Let's get into this episode. Welcome to Everything Commanders with your host, Dream Team Buddha. Hail to the Commanders. What's good, Commanders family? Welcome to another episode of Everything Commanders. Of course, I'm your host, Dream Team Buddha. As you can see, I'm feeling good this morning. I try to make sure that I'm always in good spirits, in great spirits, so that way I can, pass this great energy off on to the next, and then hopefully it'll make the next person feel much better about themselves, because it's in the mind. As far as your mood, your mind, your mental has to be on point for your mood to be in a good space. So always be the light in the room. However, we got breaking news this morning. We knew this was going to happen. I just didn't know how soon it was going to happen. But after Daron Payne took a swing at Amon St. Brown, he has been suspended for 1 game without pay. Tyrone, what's going on, cuz? Good morning. He has been suspended without pay. Now, I'm going to read this report real quick from X real quick. I keep forgetting that I am online. Okay, so it says Daron Payne is suspended for 1 game. This come down from New York. Washington Commanders defensive lineman Daron Payne has been suspended without pay for 1 game for an act of unsportsmanlike conduct during Sunday's game against the Detroit Lions. It happened in the second quarter when Payne was disqualified for striking Amon St. Brown, a violation of Rule 12, Section 3, Article 1. You can go read that if you will. But if you watched the game yesterday, you saw the punch that he threw at Amon St. Brown, even while Amon St. Brown had his helmet on. That's how you know when somebody is that pissed off that they're willing to risk their bare knuckles. I don't know if he had a glove on or not, but you take a swing at something as solid as a helmet, and you could possibly break your wrist, break a knuckle. You can hurt yourself. But if you played sports before, if you played football before, to be exact, and if you ever, got into it with somebody on the football field or somebody at practice, and they might have been a little too rough or whatever the case may be, you ain't care about if they had protective gear on. You felt like you could punch through that helmet. But I understand what happened yesterday. I just didn't understand at the time why he did what he did. We later found out he swung on him because Amon St. Brown swung on him first. And, it's never the first person who starts it who gets in trouble. We learned this coming up as kids. When you in school and, we always say he hit me first or she hit me first, or whatever the case may be. And it's always the person who reacts that gets in trouble, who gets the short end of the stick because they don't see what happens in the beginning. But in this case, they're allegedly saying that Daron Payne was hit by Amon St. Brown. I have not seen the footage yet, but they say he was hit by Amon St. Brown, and the refs saw it and they said nothing about it, which put Daron and Javon Kinlaw in an uproar and had them pissed off about what took place. And then Amon St. Brown came back to throw more salt on the wound, which caused Daron Payne to take that swing and try to knock him out. Because that's what he did. Now, if you're going to knock out somebody on their team, that will be the perfect person to knock out. But I'm not saying I don't condone any fighting or bullying or anything of that nature. I'm just saying if you're going to take out one of our good players, take out one of their good players. But don't pay me no attention, okay? But anyway, he was wrong for what he did. He was dead wrong. He had to understand the magnitude of the game. He was one of the defensive captains of the game. He was the captain of the game, the leader of the game. Out of the three captains, he was the defensive captain. And we needed Daron Payne in a major way yesterday. And what it reminded me of is when the Eagles took on the New York Giants early in the season, and Jalen Carter did something and got ejected from the game before the game even started. And they were down bad. And the Giants happened to beat them during that game because they had no presence up the gut. They ain't had no big body right there. Jalen Carter is a difference maker. Now, Daron Payne ain't Jalen Carter, but in our defense, Daron Payne is pretty much our best defensive lineman. All right. And we missed them greatly yesterday. It impacted us. And I understand that tempers was flamed. Everybody was pissed off at what took place. And, Quan Martin, he got a penalty. And then Javon Kinlaw, which was unacceptable, what he did with the referee. I get it. At the end of the day, after all that take place, my main point that I'm saying is don't get it twisted. Commanders family, I am a Commanders fan for life. I don't care what's going on. I'll never turn on my team. If I'm going to turn on my team, I'm just not going to watch sports at all. I'm not going to jump ship regardless of what's going on. I may not like certain things that take place, but I'm always going to be a Commanders fan, right? This ain't the first season that we've been hot garbage. It's just that last season, they showed us the side that we ain't seen in a long time, So we got a little brand new, but this ain't nothing new, okay? And I know I get on here and I might be upset, and I might talk a little bad about the team, but rightfully so, and I don't like calling for people jobs. I know yesterday I got on here and I said something got to happen. I'm just speaking facts. Like at this point, I don't want people to lose their jobs at all. I'm just saying, likely in these situations in the NFL, 9 times out of 10, somebody head is on the chopping block. And if it was somebody to go, the first person that would go will be Joe Witt Jr. They're not going to fire the head coach before they fire the defensive coordinator. Now, I still believe in Dan Quinn, right? Joe Witt hasn't done anything to make me a believer. So that's why I'm not saying I believe in Joe Witt. Dan Quinn, however, I still believe in him. Although the players that was out there yesterday, they did not look like they was playing, for the Dan Quinn or whatever the case may be. But what I did see after I watched the game again. I watched some interviews. I listened to some of the players. I saw some of the sideline footage. I seen the guys down. I seen the guys down and out. I seen the coach grabbing players, hugging them, talking to them, letting them know it's going to be all right. The Commanders are just in a rut right now. And we are in a hole right now, a stinky, sinking, dark hole right now. All right? And right now, we got to come together and we got to use each other, help one another in order to climb out of this hole. And if we can't do that, if everybody continues to try to do it themselves or to try to be the leader, you know what I'm saying, and lead us out the hole, we may be here for a long time. They about to head to Madrid right now. I think they on their way there now, to be honest with you. I'm not too sure, but they're supposed to be out there for 6 days before the game. Hopefully, they can bond together and they can get on the right track. Although I want to have a top five pick, possibly number 1 overall, I don't want to lose to the Miami Dolphins, y'all. Like, I say we ain't winning no more games because I'm trying to get ahead of the curve so I don't feel as bad when it happens. But no matter what I say, it's going to feel bad regardless because I don't like to lose. I'm not a loser. And I'm not saying that those of you that like to lose are losers. I'm just saying for me, I don't like to lose at all. Tomorrow ain't promised. Okay, this ain't a video game where you can tank and say, well, once this season is over, if you play franchise mode on Madden, you know what I'm talking about. Once this season is over, I'll have the top draft pick and I'll have a lot to do. And you know what? That season may be over in a month or 2 weeks. It depends on what league you're in and how fast it goes. But then you get to do it all over again. We're talking about a whole calendar year from now. Okay? We just had the draft a few months ago. Who knows who we'll be at this time next year? Some of us won't be here. Lord willing, hopefully we all are here. Sometimes, life hits you hard and you never know what may happen. We need to win as many games as we possibly can. Technically, we still in the damn playoff race. I mean, we still got a chance. If we was to win out and then we had hope from a lot of others, we just no longer control our destination. You know what I'm saying? Our destiny. So I don't care that we still have a chance. I just want to see these guys put together 4 quarters, 60 minutes of football. Just show me that we still alive, that we still have life, and that we still will do what it takes to get it done. Yes, we seen it was some good things that happened yesterday. I didn't really get a chance to talk about it yesterday because I had to leave because I had to go pick my wife up because she needed me to come get a little early. So I had to end the stream last night. We was rolling too. But it was some good things that took place last night. Marcus Mariota wasn't too bad. The run game wasn't too bad. Although Cliff got away from it a little early, it wasn't too bad. Debo, he scored that touchdown. He's been Debo. I'm gonna be honest with you. What we saw from Debo early in the season, and when they were just going to him, it's like Debo loved the fact that they kept targeting him. You know what I'm saying? We haven't been targeting him recently. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about it's ways you can get him the ball, quick slants. I hate that we get into these situations where as though we can't get somebody the ball. Debo be open sometimes. It's just you gotta trust your read and you gotta get it done. Now I'm no quarterback, so I'm not getting on Marcus Mariota because I think he had himself a good game yesterday. It just wasn't enough for us to win the game. But what I'm getting at is the offense wasn't the issue yesterday. They put up 22 points. Okay. Now, yes, we would like for them to put up more points, but you got to think of it like this. although they didn't put up that many points, the defense didn't give them a shot at all. At all. I was on my way to pick up my wife, and I'm listening to Bro Louis T, and I'm like, because I got to hear somebody else. I had to tune in somebody else because I couldn't be on here, and I'm riding right past the stadium to get to my wife, and it's traffic everywhere, this, that, and the fourth. It's mainly Lions fans every goddamn where. And just like Bro say, they didn't give us a chance at all. They didn't punt the ball not one time. And it dawned on me. I'm like, damn, he got a point. He got a point. And I didn't get a chance to really unpack what I had just saw. Like I said, I had to get out of here. But, bro, we really suck. Okay? Like, it's one thing to get, these one-on-ones. I see our guys can't cover. Only solid person we really had as far as courage is Trey Amos and Mikey Sainvestrill, but they've been shaky as hell. They've been getting shook out their boots. So it's like, can any of our guys cover? We had Jordan McGee, who made an adjustment, which I loved. I was like, "Ooh, he's growing up. He's becoming more mature. He's almost ready to get that mic position because it's going to be all on him next year when Bobby gone. It's going to be all on him." He made an adjustment, told Bobby come over this side because he seen what's his name, Jahmyr Gibbs move to the other side, so he wanted to check Jahmyr Gibbs, and Bobby went over there, so he said, "Oh man, this ain't your job. I got this. I'm like, okay. And then they hiked the ball, and Jahmyr Gibbs hit him with a move so fast, a fake out and up. It's like a Texas route where you go out and up, hit you right across the face, and he wasn't ready for that speed. Jordan, you fast, but you ain't Gibbs fast, brother. And then when on the play, you can tell that he didn't know where his help was, because he played more so to the outside when it was already a guy that was over there that possibly could have made Golf just stutter just for a little bit, just so he can get on him. But no, he played too far to the out, and he hit him back in the inside. That's almost an unstoppable play unless you play it the right way. But I felt good that he made that adjustment, and he told Bobby, "I got it." So you're seeing some good things. It's just that for whatever reason, it ain't working. Now, another thing on that is we've been playing some of the best teams in the NFL this year, and we're going through one of our roughest patches ever, it seems like. Even though we only lost 7 games, it seemed like we already lost 13 games. That's what it felt like to me. It might feel different to you. You might still be seeing it as glass half full, But to me, I'm like, yeah, it's over. We need to make sure that we don't win any more games so that way we can solidify our top 5 pick. But then it's like, once you get out of that emotional state, you like, nah, man, I don't want to see my team lose week in and week out. Because every week before that game, I'm still going to have some hope. I don't care who it is we playing. That's why I said, no matter what, don't get it twisted. I am a Commander fan till the day I die. I don't give a daggone how pissed off I am with the team, with the organization. I'm going to ride for my mob, regardless. And I hope that you do the same. And I understand your frustration because I got some of the same frustration. So at the end of the day, man, it's just, I don't want to kick the team no more while we down. It's just to be expected. Like, yeah, it's not. I wasn't even upset for real. I really wasn't upset. Hey, man, let me see how we bounce back from this. AP, all right, when we hear from you finally, are you going to say, you know what? Hey, y'all, this was my plan. I effed up, but this is how I'm going to fix it. I want to see how we bounce back. That's what I want to see, and that's no Yeezy, and that's no Diddy. I want to see how we're going to bounce back, not only on the field, but the administrative stuff. That's what I want to see. How can we bounce back from where we are right now? Because everybody got their hand in this, okay? From Adam Peters to Dan Quinn to Cliff Kingsbury to Joe Witt to the players. Everybody got their hand in this dysfunction that's going on with the Washington Commanders. Right now, we are considered the can't get rights. Okay? So we just gotta, and then you look at the play, the locker room, and JP do a great job with posting these interviews that he get from inside the locker room when they be frustrated, and it just shows you, man, these guys really care. It's been times where the Commanders would sign all these old folk to big year contract, and when they do interviews with them, when I was coming up, they didn't care. They didn't show emotion. You only had certain people showing emotion, like Brian Mitchell, B. Mitch, and stuff like that, like Santana Moss, the guys that you see talking on the screen for the team right now. Those were the only guys that showed they really cared. It wasn't a lot, but you see now, you look at the locker room, them guys are embarrassed, bro. They just as embarrassed as you are. It's just the fact that they got to get out there and in the face of adversity and change it all around. And we ain't cutting them no slack. That's why I said salute to the fans that still making these games be sold out. Still, a friend of mine called me yesterday, and she said, hey Buddha, you want some Commander stickers? I got some Commander stickers for you. I said, let me tell you something, sis. I said, I ain't walking around that stadium. I ain't walking around. I said, but to be honest with you, I ain't going to go through all that just to see us get beaten the way we're going to get beaten. I knew we was going to lose. And I said, if we do win, it had to be some flugazy something, or a whole nother team going to show up that we ain't expect. The Commanders used to do that. They used to lose to the teams we should have beat, and then they beat the teams that we shouldn't have won. I think we passed those days, because we ain't beat a team that we shouldn't have won. Since when? Last year we came down to the last second, and we beat a lot of teams because we had JD5 healthy. Jaden Daniels ain't healthy, and when he has been out there, every time he come back, it's like he's starting all over for week 1. He can't even get in the rhythm because he can't down the damn field. And it's not helping him. Just imagine this, y'all. Let's take a rewind. If y'all can, just close your eyes real quick if you can. Let's go a time to kill in our brain, okay? Remember when we came into the season, we had Terry McLaurin, we had Noah Brown, Debo Samuel was supposed to be in the slot. We had this new hot running back, Jacoy Krosky-Murray, that was going to come out the backfield, accompanied by Austin Eckler, that was going to be that third down back that can block and that can get out there and catch some passes. Then we had a Zach Ertz that was coming off one of his best years as a veteran, and it was like, okay, cool. We just went out, we drafted this right young raw talent tackle on the right-hand side that goes by the name of Josh Conley Jr. Also, we're going to get back Sam Cosmi in 4 weeks, and we just traded for Laramie Tunsil. The offense fitting to be blazing. It's going to be amazing. Then you go to the defensive side, you say, ooh, we decided Javon Kinlaw. He going to go with Daron Payne. Then you got Deotric Wise. Then you got Dorrance Armstrong, and Lubu went crazy last year. He had so many sacks. We're going to see what you ain't seen him since, but we're going to see a whole lot of Frankie Lubu going on here. Jordan McGee going to get mixed in there. Then we got Marshawn. In the offseason, we was talking, we had the top 3 corners in the league. Boy, was we crazy. You had Marshawn Lattimore. Then you got Mikey Sainstrill. Then you got this dog Trey Amos. And you got Quan Martin, who's a little shaky, but he's going to be there because we got Will Harris at safety. Boy, the Commanders are going to the Super Bowl. And then let's wake up. And then you realize ain't none of that shit happen. Ain't none of it happen. Ain't none of them guys out there on the field. Think about it. Nobody's nowhere to be found. They're on the sideline. Eckler gone for the year. Wise gone for the year. Harris gone for the year, damn near. Terry McLaurin ain't going to be back no time soon. Jaden Daniels ain't going to be back no time soon. Noah Brown may not ever lace up again for the Commanders. It's like Marshawn gone for the year, even though he played like trash. But just think about it. We may be looking like trash right now, And we might not be on the same page, but I think if we was healthy, I'm not saying we will win most of these games. What I'm saying is I believe that we will be in more of these games. We will look like a much better team than we are right now. I don't know if we will be calling for people jobs. I think we will be in these games to the end, and we might just be like, okay, we lost that game. But we fought hard because coming into the season, we already knew that the schedule was one of the toughest schedules in the NFL. We already knew that. We already knew that. Ain't nothing new. That's why they put us on all these primetime games. I'm like this right now. Like, can somebody else take our slot? Can we switch with the next person? Because I'm about tired of seeing my team on national televised games and we looking like trash. We looking like we ain't even come to play. Like, we don't even know how to play football. We know how to look good, but we don't know how to play good as a team. So I said all that to say, maybe we need to pump the brakes on this situation. I know the expectations were going so crazy last year for what happened, but let's keep the main thing the main thing. We hurt. We hurt. They in a rut. They don't know what to do in this situation. You know, I used to get upset when it came to my wife, and I may be driving or something, and she might overreact like, oh, like I'd be like, hold on, don't do that. You making them noises, you gonna throw me off. Like why you overreacting like that? And then I had to realize I had to deal with myself. I had to understand myself. Like, okay, she's doing that because she has a valid reason to do that. I gave her a reason to do that. Why am I overreacting? Because she overreacts. I need to get my emotions together, right? So with this team, they ain't expect to be in this situation where as though they had to play without all of their homies, all of their teammates. So they don't know what to do in this situation. So they overreacting. They pressing. They doing more than they think they should have to do. And it's not working until they sit themselves down and look in the mirror and say, you know what? I only can do what I supposed to do, and I need to be there for my teammates. Stop trying to be super saver player and do my job. That's all I can do. And if I can give a little extra once I do my job, then I shall do that. But focus on the main thing, which is your job, and keep your head down and keep pushing. Stop allowing all the situation around you to get you to overreact. I like what they did when they put Chris Rodriguez to start out there again. I guess it woke Bill up because Bill was running good. Did you see much dancing from Bill Krosky-Meyer yesterday? Even though he didn't get much yards because they ran away from the run. But he didn't do much dancing yesterday. Okay? He left the dancing to the new Michael Jackson trailer. Okay? He didn't do much dancing. He hit the gaps. He saw Chris Rodriguez come out there, and Chris was hitting them gaps. Chris was looking good. So he said, you know what? Competition made him hit them gaps straight on. Now, he was getting hit in the backfield a couple of times because it just was what it was. But I feel like if everybody was here, we would be much closer in these games than we are. And that's just the nature of the biz, bro. But look, I'm not going to keep rambling. Let me get to these comments. Let me see if y'all are talking about anything. First of all, if you just joined the stream or if you've been here, please tell me you hit that like button on the stream. It helps a whole lot. It helps get me in the algorithm so that way we can get more beloved Washington Commanders fans to join the channel, become a part of the family, and we can just kick it. That's what we do. We like to chat it up. I ain't doing too much. I'm just a Commander fan, just like you are. You have a voice, just like I have a voice. I may have the platform, but guess what? You're gonna have a voice. Let's get to these comments. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Let's get to it, man. Let me see. My boy So Ninja X writes, we already know Big Payne crash out when he's mentally checked out. He can't bully Kinlaw like he did John Allen. Hold on, I don't think he bullied John Allen. I think he tried. And John Allen said, I'm going to throw one at you. I got one for you. You remember? John Allen threw one at him. Like, boy, don't play with me, boy. I'm OG. Don't play with me, boy. You seen it. You know what I'm saying? So, but Daron Payne, but I love that dog in the players, bro. Don't get it twisted. I love the aggressiveness. I love the emotional player, but you just got to be able to contain it. Like I like a little rough Jalen Carter. You know, he might do some dumb things to get kicked from a game, like spitting at Dak Prescott or whatever the case may be. But you need some of these guys that just they got little loose screws up there, okay, to mix in with the guys with the good character. Because when it comes down to it, it makes your defense more ferocious, okay? You know, even that wide receiver position, Deebo Samuels is a different breed. Like Terry McLaurin is a good guy, you know, and it's never I'm a good guy, he ain't trying to rub nobody the wrong way. No Yeezy, no Diddy. But he just good character, But he talk his trash. It's subtle, He'd rather stay under the radar than to be one of those guys that's out there in front like a Jamar Chase, right? He humble. I get that, but you need to sprinkle in some dogs in there. And I'm not saying Terry McLaurin isn't a dog because we've seen what he can do. I'm just saying as far as Terry McLaurin, his personality, and showing he that number one, he ain't about that. He's more so about keeping his head down. He's a blue collar. He's gonna put the work in and do what he got to do. So Payne may crashed out, but we need Payne, and it's all good. He won't do it again. He made a mistake. He Payne about his money. He ain't about to keep losing money because his ass ain't getting paid for this game coming up. And they going to Madrid, and I don't know if he might have went down there with him. He might have traveled with the team because I think they went straight there. Now, granted, we had a home game, so he may not have took the travel. We don't know. We'll see as time comes. But I like me a little rough around the edges defenders because we need that out there on the field. Shout out to PSN Commander Network. He said, "Yo, what it do, Slim?" Ain't nothing. I appreciate you calling me Slim, even though I'm fat, but I appreciate it, brother. PSN Commanders Network also right on to 2026. Get 5 healthy. That's first and foremost. The boy got to stay healthy. Now, let me alarm you real quick. After that bye week, it's a chance he might see Jaden Daniels. Although we don't want it. We would like to keep him bubble wrapped and keep him on the safe side. It's a chance that you might see Jaden Daniels. We shall see as we get there after the bye week. All right, get Terry right. True, we need to do that too. New DC, new defensive coordinator, and a top 5 pick. Take that pick and trade that for more selections in order to get the retool going. Love the content, Slim. Hey, listen, I appreciate you, bro. All day in the paint. Now, you already know. Hey, listen. If we get a we ain't gonna say top 5. If we get a top 3 pick, right? Because that's what it's looking like. Hear me? That's what it's looking like. If we get a top 3 pick, it's gonna be somebody greedy that's gonna come up and try to get their franchise quarterback or that big time dog. If you can move back, say 3 or 4 spots. You might be number 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. If you can get back and still be in the top 10, and you pick up the picks that you've been missing. Like you say, you pick up another 2nd and maybe a 5th, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. I don't know if you can get a 4th with that as well, but you get that, you move back and you get that first, that, you swap picks, swap first, get a 2nd and like say a 5th or something like that. You pick up, we need all the picks we can pick, all we can get, and give AP more chances at the picks. You know what I'm saying? So that will be good, bro. Trust me, it would. Also, PSN Commanders Network, right? Got to get up with you and collab. Yes, we do, bro. We definitely do, for sure, for sure. Q, if you sleep, what's that, Q? All right, Big Dog Q, right? At this point, Quinn needs to call the plays on defense. Listen, I promise you this. If we stink it up in Madrid, bro, and they don't, like Quinn said a lot without saying a lot. Just like JP said, during that bye week, you may see some changes around here. It may not be the firing of a coordinator because firing him won't make any changes, but at the same time, you may just see Dan Quinn taking away his play calling duties and say, I'm going to do it myself. We shall see. It ain't as worse as it is over there with the Lions, where you got a defensive coach saying, I'm taking over the offensive play call duties. But he called a good game. But I don't let him get to his head. I hope you don't let it get it. He better not try that against a team that got a good defense. Okay? Right now, we ain't got no good defense. I can go out there and call plays, and I can do a better job. than Dan Campbell can. So yeah, he better not let it get to his head, just like Dallas did. When they beat us, they said, "Oh, we back. We back. Oh, yeah. Defense, all we gotta do is man everybody up. We straight." And then what happened? You was humbled. you played against the Commanders, and we ain't at our best right now. So don't you take that with a grain of salt. Don't think it's too much. PSN Commanders Network said Lou was spitting facts about that. Yes, bro. No punch is crazy. Crazy. Shout out to Raw Day. What you call yourself? Raw Data. No. Raw Data. you corny. Shout out to my sis, y'all. Good morning, bruh. What's good? Long live Rico. You already know. Forever. You already know. Also, Q, Big Dog Tattoos, right? They better find a way to find a true, young, fast number one Mike linebacker. You don't like Jordan McGee? You don't. I mean, they could bring some. We shall see what Kane Madrano could do. But you don't like Jordan McGee. If you don't like Jordan McGee, I understand. Also, he writes, the way they did the schedule for us, every team we spanked last year, we played them again for their revenge. Yes, that's just the way things roll. That's the cards that was dealt with. We had to deal with it. Ape shit, Nate. I remember you said the Bears are fucking trash. And I say it again, bro. Y'all trash. But it's right now, y'all playing way better than y'all was when I said that. A team could be trash one week, be okay the following week, and to be good afterwards. What have you done for me lately? When we played against the Bears, y'all was trash. Y'all was coming off a 2-game win streak. Y'all was coming off a bye week. Y'all ain't showed us nothing to make me believe that y'all was better than what y'all are. Now y'all showing that y'all are better than what y'all were at that point. So, hey, I respect to see good teams. They do what they do. Man, respect, man. It is what it is. At that point, the Bears, they was looking like trash. Right now, they way better than us. But that just because you better, just like Dallas is better than us, but that don't mean they ain't trash. But y'all ain't trash, though. Y'all playing a little better, so I give it to y'all. I ain't gonna hate on y'all for the most part. Shout out to my guy Jay Capone the Don. What's up, bro? Just here supporting. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. He said, I'm not going to troll you, but y'all season look real similar to my Bears season last year. Hey, bro, you know, everybody keep bringing up the point of how we finished our season last year, and it's looking like y'all finished our season this year. And if that's the case, I'm going to be pissed about that. We at the end of the season, we'll know. If we don't turn this thing around, we can actually say that. Because Jaden Daniels finally made a mistake that hurt his team. Outside of the pick that he threw early in that game, yeah, he threw picks last year. But to lose a game because of Jaden Daniels, that was the first time that has happened. Well, we lost the game because of it wasn't wholeheartedly Jaden Daniels' fault that we lost the game. I'm talking about even with all the shit that went on, all the BS that took place, when it all said and done, Jaden Daniels had that fumble, which ultimately we suffered a defeat because of that. You know, of course, Quan Martin could have made that tackle up the sideline, but I'm saying we had it last. So that's what I mean by that. And once we saw that he wasn't perfect, you know, once the world saw he wasn't perfect, it's like they've been trying to work on us for whatever reason. But Jaden Daniels is still that guy. We just need my guy to stay a little healthy, get his supporting cast around him, or at least have his healthy supporting cast there. Noah Brown is pretty much done. We need to get a big-time receiver in the offseason. We got the cash. We might not have the picks, but we got the cash to do. Maybe Traylon Burks could be that, because Traylon Burks, the catches that he made was looking real Terry-ish. And I'm not saying he Terry McLaurin, but he used his body to do what he had to do. We shall see how he plays out the rest of the season. Hell, I even like Robbie Chosen, but Chosen won't be here. He's a little on the older side. But Traylon Burks is still fairly young, should I say. He was a first-round pick. So we shall see, but we got some money for the offseason. Q Big Dog Tattoos also writes, I think them not resigning Chin was the downfall of the defense. He was the play caller for the secondary. If that's the case, I can see where you're going with that, but don't get it twisted though. We still had Will Harris, and he's still gonna be here next year. It's just that he broke his fibula. So we hurt there. You know what I'm saying? And who's to say that if Will would have been here, our defense would have been a little better? I don't know. It's still too early to say, but I get what you're saying, bro. Say Payne is losing $1,087,000 for this one game. Ouch. Can I borrow a couple dollars? Can you cash out me a couple dollars? If you're gonna get a league that much, can you give me a couple dollars? Huh? Over $1 million that he's losing in this one game. I bet he won't take another punch. I bet you that. Trust me. Hey, people that don't play about their money, they learn from their mistakes. And Payne will not be swinging on anybody else. He will walk away from that situation. This is the first time Payne has been suspended without pay, I believe, in the NFL. So they're gonna hit you where it hurt. That you see Louisville appealed his situation, and they would say his game check was $533,000. Over $1 million, that's a different bracket right there. You losing that much money, you got to go home and tell a wife, hey, look, we got to stop spending so much this year. We got to lower the budget, okay? Oh, we got to make some type of money because what I had set aside for this year, I just had to get it to the league because I swung on this Bama that swung on me, but I got caught, and because I got caught, it's consequences to that situation. Big Dog Tattoo, Big Dog Tattoo say they can't get no chemistry on defense or offense because of all the injuries. It's like playing preseason for a whole year. Hey, listen, I agree with you. Let me see. Skin, what's that? I'm gonna say Skin. This is Peterson's fault. Instead of building on what they had last year, they decided to remove everyone. What is this? Skin them alive or something like that? Also, he writes, they constantly dumpster dive for players and coaches. Yeah. DF7, what's going on, my guy? He writes, as a Skins fan, this really doesn't faze me. Yeah, I'm like, I got thick skin, bro. Like, we are some of the most loyalist fans in the National Football League, if you ain't noticed already. Like, we get spanked year in and year out, and we still say this our year every year. As long as we beat the Cowboys, that's what we was at first. As long as we beat them Cowboys, because we don't want to hear them funky Cowboys talking and praising their team, we all right. That's our Super Bowl. But, I mean, I kind of graduated from that, but I get what you're saying. Like, I got thick skin, so forever, you know what I'm saying? This don't faze me either. He said, it's like we're back to our old ways. However, it's heartbreaking because them dudes defensively just quit, man. Our back end is pathetic. That is a fact. It ain't just the back end, bro. It's the linebackers too. It's the defensive line. They ain't getting no pressure, which stressing the hell out of them damn defensive backs. And the defensive backs is making more tackles than ever before. That's how Trey Amos got hurt. That's how he got hurt. They getting to the second and third level on these runs. So when he caught that pass, his whole team was pushing him to the power line, pushing him to the end zone. And Trey Amos tried to be a warrior and step in there, and he messed up and bent his ankle. And I hope he's all right. We'll get a little more from him today. Also, Skin say Peterson made a lot of mistakes. Yeah, we're gonna see if he stepped to the podium, in the near future and say I made a mistake. He said this season falls on the head office. Yeah, I can see. Also, Q Big Dog Tattoo, right? Yeah, don't trade out the top 10. Take the best player on the board. I think that's what you were trying to say. DF7 also writes, also Joe Witt is wild, cracking the fuck up. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say CTFU. Excuse my language. That zone on 4th and 1 was out of pocket, bro. He's been doing that all season long. On 4th down, on 3rd 3-1, 4-1, 3rd-and-2. Why are you 100 yards off when you only need 2 yards? When you could just catch the ball and take 2 steps and you there. I don't get it. Now, I get that they may be bad in man coverage, right? But them guys could play a little closer. They could play a little closer, and it could be zone. It could be zone match. You can play press zone. You don't have to play off zone. You can play press zone. So I don't get it. I don't know if it's the players that's choosing to line up 10 to 15 yards down the field when it's 4th-and-1 or 3-and-1 or 3rd-and-1. I don't know if it's coaching. If they tell them to, I don't know what it is. But we will never know because nobody's gonna step up and say, well, I was so far off. I'm going off Mikey Samestrill. I trust Mikey Samestrill over Joe Witt Jr. And he's saying the scheme. It ain't Mikey. It's the scheme. So I'd rather take Mikey Samestrill on that comment before I trust in Joe Witt. Joe Witt has not won me over yet. Even since he been here, I never known who he was. And I was like, okay, he has to make his name push to the forefront. He got to make himself, he got to let me know he's here. He got to make himself present. And he hasn't done that yet. And it's not looking good. So, yeah, it is what it is. He said, don't wait till after the bye week. Don't wait till after the bye week to call the defense. Do it now before it's too late. Hey, bro, it's never too late, bro. It's never too late. Where we are right now is where we are. What do you say? Make McGee the starter. Yeah, you'll see that coming up. Make McGee okay, but he not the starter we need. I don't know, man. You got to put him in that fire to see if he can come out on top. He said we need Antonio Pierce, London Fletcher, Marcus Washington, LeVar Arrington type of number one. Mike. I don't know. London Fletcher is different. When I think of London Fletcher, I think old. But I get what you're saying. You just naming some Commanders, Redskins linebackers, should I say. Also, DF7 right, Quan Martin, the worst NFL safety I've seen. Hey, remember this offseason when they was giving Quan Martin all the praises? Y'all remember that? Yeah, Quan Martin, he just looked like one of the top NFL safeties top safeties in the NFL. He's going to do some big things this year. We're going to see a lot out of this young man. I'm very pleased with what I've seen, according to Joe Witt. Can you believe Joe Witt now? Because I ain't seen a damn thing. He's hey, real quick, we speaking on this. Did y'all see that Emmanuel Forbes had 2 picks? Over the last 2 weeks, he had 2 picks, back-to-back picks each week. But he was trash. He was washed. He couldn't fit this scheme of this Joe Witt, Dan Quinn defensive scheme. He trash. He got more picks than Marshawn. Huh? He got more picks than Trey Amos. Huh? He got more picks than Quan Martin. Huh? Listen, instead of trying to beat down the player, why don't you check your scheme? Why don't you check the way that I say y'all put these people in position, but everybody else is having success around us. We ain't having no motion. Cam Curl been doing good over there with the Rams since he been gone. And then Forbes joined them, and all of a sudden they promoting Forbes over there. I'm a little salty. You made me believe that Forbes was washed. He couldn't do nothing against nobody. That boy over there making plays. Like I said, you put the right person in the right environment, and you will get much more out of them. Maybe we was asking them to do too much, but I seen it. Also, Jay Capone, the Don, also writes, all right, bro, we not going to slander my team, laugh out loud. The one that's trash is Quan Martin and Bobby Wagner. But Bobby Wagner, old ancient ass, or Jalen T-Rex Lane. Hold up, man. Jalen Lane had a big catch yesterday. You wasn't inspired by what you saw yesterday from him? Like, I know he went missing. You know who Jalen Lane reminds me of, bro? Jalen Lane reminds me of a poor man Antoine Randall Ill. Think about it. Now, I'm not saying that he'd be there for the rest of his season, his career. That this is the name that will be forever etched in my brain as far as who he reminds me of. But he just reminds me of Antoine Randall L. Do y'all remember Antoine Randall L? He played for the Commanders for a little bit, but I think he could be a little better. Man, I just think that we need to be forcing these guys the ball, man. Make these guys believers, man. Like we need to force it on them, man. Also, skin right, Payne doesn't lose anything. It's a tax write-off. Hey, that's a fact. Now you are a businessman, so you understand how it works. But for me, the brokies over here, I'm looking at it in a different way. Also, so Ninja X, right? I was joking on Discord. The players are mad at AP for taking all their dogs away. Chin, OZ, Jameson Crowder, Yami, who's that? Deon Brown, Benjamin St. Juice. He ain't no damn dog for sure. Forbes and Cole Turner, laughing my ass off. Hey, I was cool with you with all them people and stuff. You got down to Benjamin St. Juice and Cole Turner. Now, Jameson Crowder was definitely Mr. Consistent. And I think he would have been helping us right now. He definitely was Mr. Consistent for sure. And OZ was consistent. We already know about Jeremy Chin, but they weren't trying to give him too much money. What he doing? Let me see what he doing on this season. Hold up real quick. You talking about Jeremy Chin. Yeah, we heard his name a few times, but let's see what his stats looking like. Let's see if he making a difference over there with the Raiders. Hold up real quick. Jeremy Chin. Let me see. All right. So Jeremy Chin only got okay. He ain't got no picks this year. He got 39 tackles, solo tackles. He got 1 forced fumble, no interceptions, and 2 pass deflections. So what you're looking at is either he would have been better in this scheme, and we should have kept him, or he would have been better in this scheme, but he made a mistake by going to the Raiders. He could have took the offer they gave him. I thought they was going to give him a 3-4 year deal. But what the Raiders gave him like 3 years, 18 million. I thought we could have paid him that, but that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. Hold up. Chick Hernandez said Madrid is a good start. No, that's some other stuff. What? Okay, but yeah. But yeah, we'll be fine, man. Like I said, man. I was just saying, man. Like at the end of the day, man. When the dust settles, I'm gonna be a Commanders fan to the day I die, and ain't nothing gonna change that unless they actually name the stadium after Donald Trump. Because I don't like mixing politics with football. Like, although even when Colin Kaepernick took a kneel, like at the end of the day, like of course I stand with Colin Kaepernick, but at the end of the day, man, let's not mix politics with football, especially where you can have a platform on social media or whatever case may be to make it be known about how you feel. Like I like the way they did they although they took the kneel, they started standing up in solidarity. Lord have mercy, man. We start standing up together as brothers, and everybody put their hand here type situation. Like we stood together, and or they band their arms together. So solidarity, I believe. I'm having a brain fart over here, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, so I don't like mixing politics with football, and I think Trump just trying to flex his little muscles, man. We don't need to see Trump name on our goddamn stadium, not the new stadium. It is what it is. Let me see if I got any more comments. Okay. All right. Well, we ain't got no more comments. Make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure y'all share the stream. Y'all make sure y'all have a great day. It's a beautiful Monday. Go out and get some fresh air. We will see what the injury report will be when we hear from Dan Quinn. I don't know what time we're supposed to hear from. Usually we hear from after the game. And of course, they're going to talk about Daron Payne being suspended and whatever injuries that took place. We will get some updates on your Trey Amos and your Ali Cahoe situation. We'll see what's going on with that. and Louisville even had a thing going on in the game. So we shall see what it is. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, especially if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification, turn the bell notifications on. Allow me to keep you in the know with everything Commanders. You know what it is. Shout out to all my Commanders family. Thank you for joining me this morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody tuned in. I appreciate you all. Before I go, all Commanders family, let's put that hand up right next to the W sign. You know what it is. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Let's get it. Y'all know what it is. I'm going to catch y'all